ASMR, ley lines, labyrinths, energy, and the earth around us. Have you ever heard of ley lines before? Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids of Giza are the most famous monuments being on a ley line. Ley lines are straight lines crossing and crisscrossing on important locations. They are straight lines that connect to important sacred sites, and they have electromagnetic energy and power. Ley lines are like latitude and longitude lines, and they crisscross all over the globe. So certain places have high concentrations of energy. Shamans refer to ley lines as spirit lines. Ley lines are said to be on sacred sites, which would include old churches and pagan sites. Also, the North American Indians had a system of trails and land that is said to have high energy. Labyrinths, mounds, and stone circles also have this good vibrational energy. And if you've been watching on my channel, you'll see how I put a few videos of a labyrinth that I go to. There are legends that speak of fairy pathways. It is said that these pathways are in Ireland and Britain. Do you know if there are ley lines near where you live? Comment below. One way to find out is looking for historical sites. You can also look on Google and do some research in your area. Another way is to use a pendulum to dowse on specific sites. Ley lines can create vortexes when they intersect, which is like spirals of energy, like our chakra system. It's said that vortexes can be negative or positive. And it's also said you should smudge yourself before entering the ley line or even the labyrinth. The first time I heard of ley lines and vortexes was about Sedona, Arizona. I met a healer that frequently traveled to Sedona, and her energy was just so radiant and pure, and I just loved being around her. She loved Sedona's energy so much she ended up moving there. It's also said that Tucson is another major place that has a major energetic vortex. I brought this topic up because I feel it's important to know the surroundings you're in. Years ago, I lived near a swamp and a military base. Well, a swamp is just known anyways for having low oxygen levels, and I feel it has negative energy. Also, living near a military area where there's constant shooting guns and testing explosives would shake my apartment. Can you imagine by shaking the land you're living on what it's doing to your body? I noticed after a few years had passed, my energy was just awful. It felt shaky. It was hard to ground my energy. I just did not feel myself, and several people in the area that I was in complained of depression after moving to this area. You know, I did not do research before I moved to that area, but after that, I really tried to be mindful. If you're an empath like me and you can feel energy, you really want to feel safe in your home and your surroundings. Another thing I noticed is living on a main road where cars pass by a lot can really throw your energy off as well. To me, it's the same feeling as being in a crowded room. Have you ever walked into a room or a house and just walked right back out? Also comment below if you've had this problem too. I actually had this happen to me a few times. Actually, the place that I'm in now, I was in a hurry to find an apartment and I blindly moved into this place. However, the bedroom I noticed right away the first day I moved in, I wanted nothing to do with it. I spoke to neighbors and they said they can't even count how many people move in and out of this place. I have already seen it happen. The neighbor next to me left and now I'm leaving, and the person that just moved in next to me wants to move right back out. In another place I remember going into years ago, a house that I was looking at, the energy was just so creepy, I walked right back out. And my ex, when he went downstairs, he said that it felt eerie, like someone was watching him. But I just feel that it's very important to really check before you move somewhere. Make sure you walk around the place and feel the energy, see how it makes you feel, and do some research.